So why are you watching this right now? Seriously. Oh, it's chapter 8. We're talking about motivation. And motivation refers to the reasons why we do certain things at certain times. Why did you decide to watch this now? Why did you decide to wear what you are wearing or eat what you had for breakfast today? It also refers to the process of starting, maintaining, and directing our behavior towards a goal. So maybe your goal is to get married, to get an A, to get a good paying job. For a lot of people, the hardest part is just getting started, but I think the tougher part is maintaining. Maybe your goal is to lose weight, but it gets difficult when you see some really good food or when you're not in the mood to exercise. Your goal may be to get married eventually, but it gets tough when there are problems in the relationship. And sometimes when goals clash and you have to pick one over the other, it gets kind of tricky. So your book talks about a lot of different theories of motivation. They talk about instinct theory. For example, the fact that we hide maybe when we are attacked or we scream, or that we form bonds with others, especially our parents when we are little. Those are instincts, perhaps, or we pull away when touching something hot. They talk about drive theory. The claim is that we have different drives: hunger, sleep, excitement. And the goal is we don't want too much or too little. It doesn't feel great if we are starved. It doesn't feel great if we are stuffed. We don't want to be really, really exhausted, but then again, if we get too much sleep, that doesn't feel good either. We want to reach a level point, which they call homeostasis. They talk a bit about incentive theory. Sometimes we do things that we basically because we want to gain a specific reward. For example, money or a good grade, or we want to avoid punishment, like getting a ticket from a police officer. And there's all these different things that motivate us one way or another. I think they're all important for survival, sometimes physical survival. Maybe that's why we eat or sleep or take medicine, but a lot of things are more important for psychological survival. We do things to find love, or because we want to bond with others, or because they're enjoyable. Your book also talks about arousal theory. The claim is that if we are too stressed out, and it's a difficult task, our performance may suffer. We might freeze up while taking a difficult test or choke when the game is on the line. Then again, for really easy things, we need to bump up our arousal, our excitement level, in order to perform our best. So if it's an easy class and it's boring, you may not be very inspired to study for it and prepare. And as a result, your grades may suffer a little bit. Your book also talks about NACH, need for achievement. Some people just are very driven to always doing their best. It's not so much that they're just competitive, it's that they take great pride in their results. And they try their hardest and persevere even if they face adversity. Maybe they don't win an election, but they keep running for public office. Maybe they don't make the team, but they work their tail off to make the team next year. That's actually what happened to Michael Jordan in high school. He didn't make his high school basketball team, worked his tail off to prove the coach wrong. So they've got all these different theories of motivation, but the one I want to focus on, visual aid. It's here in your book. What is that? Page 285. And Maslow's hierarchy of needs gets mentioned in business, in speech classes, in health classes, and psychology. And his claim is that we first have to meet our basic physiological needs, basically water, food, in order to be able to focus on our next set of needs, which are safety. We want to be in a safe environment, have some shelter. And once we've got those needs met, then we can start focusing more on love and belonging, feeling like we give and receive love, we have people who care about us, and vice versa. That's probably where a lot of you are at. You've got enough food and water, generally speaking, in your day-to-day lives. You've got a roof over your head and you're safe, at least for most of you. And so you're focusing more on relationships. This whole coronavirus thing, notice, what are people's priorities? Oftentimes it's getting food and being sure that they have a place to live. If you've got those needs met, then you can focus more on esteem, feeling like you're good at something, whether it's school, your job, whatever. And then at the very top of the hierarchy of needs, we have something called self-actualization. It's the need to live up to our full potential, be all that you can be. And again, Maslow's claim is that you can't really do that if you're still focusing more on some of those lower level needs. So I hope that helped you understand motivation a little bit. Check out the other videos here that'll talk more about food, hunger, obesity, eating disorders, and sexuality.